Hello, my name is Jeff Jamilo, and today I'd like to talk about, I guess it's unethical behavior, or just bad behavior. Depends on how you want to look at this. Back in the day, there was laws against a lot of things, and it appears that we don't enforce any laws anymore. No, really, we do not. I went to Walmart yesterday. Here's the story for you. I went to Walmart yesterday to get a ball cap. Since it's getting warmer out, I just don't want the sun to keep beating on my head, so I'm gonna go get a ball cap. After much digging, I finally did find out where a section is to have a ball cap. There was maybe 20 different ball caps. I looked at each one of them, and none of them had a price on them. And the place where they were actually on the peg had a totally different SKU number than was actually on there. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. So at this point, you have to take it all the way up to the register to actually find out what the price is. I remember a day when you could actually walk a couple aisles down and actually there was a scanner when they first did the barcoding. You can actually scan it and it would tell you what the price is. I'm curious as to why somehow a lot of companies got away with not item pricing things. Example is Walmart is actually a real classic example of disgustingness at best. They have big displays. Oh, these tortilla chips are $1.78, and you go up the register and they're $3 because they put the wrong size up there, or they put the wrong price. Pick which one you like. Either way, it's such an inconvenience to the user, to the person that's actually buying it. Walmart has other issues. Walmart got bitten by I want to replace everyone with a machine button, and they made everything self-service. Okay, so now you have one lane, out of 20 lanes, you have one lane open that actually has a human that's actually scanning things. The other two people that would normally be open are now doing self-service, manning 6 machines. Okay, hence the reason why it takes 4 times longer to get through Walmart now. What does that mean, really? It means everyone's shopping elsewhere. Pay attention, Walmart. But Walmart has other issues. Walmart is the dying economy. Walmart is, how am I going to say it? Walmart made a lot of its money back in the day by offering people, say, 25% above cost. They would sell stuff 25% above cost. So essentially, you drove away all your business, all your competition. The mom and pops at the time could not keep up because we can't buy them for as cheap as Walmart could. That's really what it was. And then eventually, when Walmart made sure they got rid of all the competition, except for other big box, then they started to do the other kind of pricing of, well, whatever the market will bear. And that's why all of a sudden, if you go to the store, you see clearances and a whole bunch of rollback pricing. It's because your numbers are so off and people are not buying it. And the problem is, I don't understand why why Walmart stock is so high at this point, because they're not selling product. Go into a Walmart, pay attention. They're not really selling that much product. A lot of things, I said they sell a lot of clothes. Why they sell clothes? The markup on them is like 2, 3, 400%. They buy it for a nickel, sell it for $1. That's kind of how that one works. Food's a little bit rougher. Americans will not eat food that comes from South America. So it's kind of the dilemma of that. Anyway, me personally, I find that when things are marked, they sell better. Just throwing it out there. Unfortunately, I have common sense. I don't know. But I would advise Walmart, and actually I think the people who do the finances for Walmart, I'm curious to find out how much stuff is in a Walmart store that's not even sellable, that's not even in the computer system anymore. So how much of that's a total fraud? And that brings up to my next story, which is actually Microsoft. A couple state governmental pension programs have pulled out of Microsoft for very good reason, actually, because their numbers look too magical. Nothing ever changes with Microsoft because they're too big to fail, obviously. And what happens is Microsoft just, oh yeah, we got all these patents from years ago, but they don't actually make a product anymore. If you pay attention, they don't actually make a product. The only product they make is they sell your information. That's the product. You get a copy of Windows, whether you actually guilty if you bought it, they take that information. They sell anything you do. And if you actually pay attention to the end user license agreement, it actually says anything you make on that computer is theirs. So that's why businesses are very fickle. They don't know if they want to do anything with Microsoft anymore. Let alone the bugs. As I said, I don't know of any industry where there's so many bugs reported, so like this crash the system kind of thing, bugs, and they just get a pass. If it was a car, they'd be sued into oblivion. I just don't understand why Microsoft gets free pass on that. I'm assuming they bought enough politicians. That's all I'm going for. But as I said, it's just very unethical behavior at this point to continue to play the game of, hey, I don't really make any money, but I do make a lot of money. And that's why I said Microsoft doesn't do development anymore. And anyone who's met me, I'll tell you, but the first one I tell you, they don't make software anymore. They're a marketing company. They don't make software anymore. Look at their Azure services. They just repackage everything that's around them. All open source. Whatever they can get their paws on and use. Oddly enough, no difference really than AWS does. But AWS at least integrates them better together. Microsoft is so good that they don't even have to document anything. So that means you as a developer, good luck to you. I said, if I had a choice, I would not use a single Microsoft product because they suck. I like C#, it's a good language, but the rest of it, that sucks. Anyway, that brings me to a different story. I went to motor vehicles to change my address. Literally, I changed my address and renewed my driver's license. Within 2 weeks, I was besieged with requests for car insurance and all this other stuff because literally motor vehicles sold my name. I would like to know where the ethicalness is that because, to be honest with you, if you want to sell my name, I think it's completely ethical for me now to take every employee that works at DeMartin Motor Vehicles and then actually dox them at that point because, to be blunt, what do you think you're doing to everybody else? I don't know where this money's going. And if you tell me that it helps reduce the cost of motor vehicles, you're high. So far, we pay per gallon, per vehicle registration, per weight on your vehicle. And by the way, how much the value is. You keep paying every minute, every drop of blood out of your body. You're paying for motor vehicles for those roads. So don't tell me that you're reducing costs of anything, because you're not. I just like to know whose pocket it actually goes into. Because I'll be honest with you, I think maybe they should spend some time in jail because it's not your piggy bank. Either way, I think it's actually unethical for a government to sell your information to anybody. It brings us to a different story about unethical behavior. I closed a bank account with PNC. I'll even tell you which bank it is, PNC. I had concerns actually that they might have been involved in human trafficking. So I closed my account and opened up with another bank. 3 years later, on my phone, which is a new phone number, I get a text that says, "Hey, we've now linked your account to your phone. Now you can get alerts." After a while, I'm like, "What a bank account? Why am I suddenly getting this?" I finally eventually typed help, and it said, "Well, we need to contact your PNC office." So let me get this right. So I closed my bank account because I thought that it was human trafficking, but actually it might be fraud. Not just fraud, but I actually at this point think it's probably money laundering at this point because once you got a name, why not use it, right? I'm just curious as to how much jail time this person is going to do because something, it's illegal to do that. But a bank's never going to tell you because they have this weird thing, the financial fraud thing, where, well, as long as we get the money back. I go, no, actually, maybe you should go to jail and give the money back. Trump said one day, and I laughed, He said, if you're a diamond thief and you get caught, you need to give back the diamond. Yeah. Well, maybe they should go to jail and give the money back. That's what's missing in the world right now, is people keep getting away with it. And it's just bad behavior. Just like there's a lot of people out there who will accept a settlement. Oh, someone wronged you, here's $1 million. Okay, I guess it's the best I'll get. No, let's go to court. Why? Because if you take the settlement, here's the dirty secret. If you take the settlement, it doesn't go on public record, non-disclosure, doesn't go on public record, that these people did a damn thing to you. But if you take them to court, it becomes on public record that these scumballs did this to you. And now at this point, oopsie, they have a criminal record. Because to be honest with you, you're not the first one they did it to. But I do believe that at this point, the Lord is starting to ensure that there's enforcement of the laws. I see it. And you look around, you're starting to see more and more laws being enforced. Just good or bad, them purging most of the federal government, I'll guarantee you, there's no one I know that actually cares, other than the fact that they like their taxes lessened. Because I'll be honest with you, everyone knew for the last 50 years that there's bloat everywhere in the system. Problem is, as long as you know somebody that's in that system, you say, well, at least this person is benefiting. I go, no one really looks at it and says, because I'm allowing this to happen, I am hosing myself. I am actually screwing myself in this deal. And that's the problem. No one looks at it as their money. It is their money. So every time these people cheat means I have to pay more tax money because you cheated. And that's why I'm firmly against anyone who doesn't pay their fair share. I'll be blunt, rich people don't pay taxes. Just they figure out ways around it. So really it's the poor that pay taxes. Like, well, do they? I don't know. They generally are the recipient of taxes. So there's a very narrow beast that pays taxes nowadays. And I'll guarantee you, none of them are politicians, by the way, because they kind of exempt themselves from that. But anyway, I do believe this. I believe that anyone who did participate in any illegal behavior should be actually be charged with the violation of the public trust. That means, if I remember correctly, you're not allowed to vote because at this point you're considered a felon. 2, you are actually cannot actually hold a public job, which means you can't actually hold a public corporation job either. You actually kind of become a criminal. And that's kind of what it should be, lawyer or otherwise. Just remember, there's a lot of lawyers in all this because ethics and legal are 2 different animals. But the good news is the Lord's taking care of a lot of that. And I'm very glad about that, because with this, the new economy is coming through. And I'll be doing a talk on that also. But I just wanted to voice some concerns because, as I said, there's a lot of weird, scrupulous behavior out there. I don't know. I see an awful lot of cars and trucks without plates on them. I see people that have lived in places for a year or 2 years. The law says after 30 days you're supposed to change plates. Oopsie. So it makes me wonder how much adherence to the law is. Problem is eventually it'll all catch up to you. Remember, people, that's all karma coming back to haunt later on. Well, thank you for listening. In Walmart, please fix your pricing. Oddly enough, they're not the only one, but they're actually the biggest offender completely. Because literally, I swear, I don't know where they get their numbers from. I went in there for, literally last year, I went in there for a salad. It was $1.99. Then it went to $2.79 a couple weeks ago, and then it went finally to $3.29, and no one's buying it. So is really the motive that you rose it so high that no one wants to buy a simple salad? I don't know. I just think that they need to reevaluate their business model. because last time I looked, things that weren't marked don't go get sold. And it's not the first time. Actually, I went and bought a TV years ago. It was a curved LG TV. I was going to buy it. I saw it at Walmart. I saw it there for like a year. So I was kind of like saving up for it. And I said, one day we're going to get it. And I decided to pull a chain on it. And Jessica, my girlfriend at the time, says, well, why don't we look online? It looks a little bit expensive. I found out that literally it is $600 cheaper somewhere else. Now, mind you, it's $1,800. It was like an $1,800 television. It was a big television, curved. I got it somewhere else for $600 less, the exact same model. But it reminded me that Walmart doesn't have the turnaround it used to. It hasn't had for years. And the mere fact that people go in there is just strictly habit. That and it saves them shipping from Amazon. And I think Amazon did them a number. The problem is Amazon is kind of toasting themselves right now because they keep playing the games with the Prime about the returns and all that. And a lot of people left. They're just waiting for some competitor to come out and make something better. But welcome to the new economy. It's coming soon. But I'd like to thank you for listening. Have a great day.